Nostalgia is real. Many people have it in different ways, some from video game music, some from the smells of their favorite foods, and others, like myself, from classic dark rides. Which is why, in my opinion, E.T. Adventure might just be the best ride at Universal Studios Orlando. Let's talk about that. The year is 1990, and Universal Studios Orlando in Orlando, Florida was now open. Now, with this being a brand new theme park, they needed to make a name for themselves, and this starts with building some iconic rides. So Universal Creative put their minds together and came up with E.T. Adventure, a revelation in dark ride engineering. Riders would get their first rides with this beloved creature on June 7th, 1990, and let's just say people loved the experience. So much that it would be installed at both Universal Studios Hollywood in 1991, and then also Universal Studios Japan in 2001. But enough talking about the ride's history, let's take flight. You walk through the iconic E.T. Adventure entrance arc before entering an Art Deco style show building. The first part of the queue line is just a few switchbacks with no theming, but once you enter the pre-show, your ride really gets going. Steven Spielberg, the director of the original E.T. movie, will tell you that E.T. has to return home to save his friends because their planet is dying, and his magic touch is the only thing that can save them. The last thing Spielberg says is,
"But you will need an interplanetary passport. So before you leave with E.T., tell your first name to one of our assistants, and they'll give you your pass."
I really like this aspect of the ride. That's the last piece of the puzzle that really immerses you in the experience. Because of this little card, you feel like you are part of the mission to save E.T.'s planet. Once you exit the pre-show, you'll see a doorway saying the adventure begins. You'll go through a log, and once you exit on the other side, you'll be in a forest. Now, this may sound a little weird, but the ambiance in this room makes me so happy. It's classic Universal, and there's nothing that can beat that. Besides maybe classic Disney, but that's a video for another day. In this room, there are lots of details, such as a very advanced E.T. animatronic, a radioactive umbrella, and so much more. Once you get through this room, you will board your bicycle. The ride begins, still in the forest, as you're riding on the bikes through a research collecting camp. You pass by a car that chases after you, and you accelerate to just outrun them. You then jump over a sheriff and break through a bush. Right as you're cornered by the police, you take off into the sky. This effect is so cool as you can't see the track and it really feels like you're flying. You get a nice view of the city below as you fly towards the moon. You go through a light tunnel, and like that, you're on E.T.'s planet. You see some of E.T.'s friends as they welcome you home, really scary animatronics by the way, and you celebrate with them because the planet's now saved. There's a really interesting water scene where E.T. tells you bye, and just like that, the ride's over. It's really short, but it's really charming. Nostalgia is real. Many people have it in many different ways. Some from video game music, some from the smells of their favorite food, and others, like myself, from classic dark rides. E.T. Adventure is the definition of a classic dark ride, and the charm it brings never fails to put a smile on my face. Just thinking back to riding this with my family for the first time when I was like 6 makes me smile, and I wish every day I could relive those memories. I know this channel's called Real Life Coasters, and I didn't talk about coasters in this video, but I felt like it needed to be said that sometimes the best theme park rides don't have to be 100 feet in the air, they just need a bike, an alien, and a lot of happy memories.